Live. Yeah, so we are about to go live soon. Let me check the people we have right now. Okay, okay. Hello everyone, my name is Dhiren and I welcome you all at this webinar which is organized by Stuart Window Society and is sponsored by HDFC Bank. So today we would be discussing about some other innovative ideas. If you have or if you are watching these videos, I am sure you are aware that day before yesterday we talked about another innovative idea that was children's parliament. Yesterday I spoke about or we discussed about another innovative idea which was new age teaching technique. If you haven't watched those videos, you could go to our ZIII page, that is Sri Aurobindo Society ZIII page. There you could find those videos. Today we would be discussing about another innovative idea, which is learning through games. Let me tell you once again, which I have been telling from last few webinars of mine, that these innovative ideas are not given by me or anyone from Pure Window Society. These ideas have been given by the teachers, by the educators like you all. So we do believe and we hope that you also will be sharing these innovative ideas with us. We have certain terms and conditions which you could go through our website and from there you could learn, or you can see our videos where we have discussed about those terms and conditions which you need to follow in order to get your innovative ideas selected in our booklet and get rewarded at national level. So we would be discussing about few another innovative ideas today, and the innovative idea that I would be discussing today would be learning through games. This is an innovative idea under which there are sub ideas. What are those sub ideas? Let me have a discussion on that. So the first innovative idea that I would be discussing is grid game. So when the question comes that, sir, what is learning through games? How could we make the student learn through game? And why we are concerned that the learning should be done or could be done through games? So if I could ask you a question, and I would definitely like to ask a question to all of you, and I would request that if you have any answer, or you could comment at the comment box, whether you are looking at the whether you're watching at the Zoom or you're watching at the Facebook. Please do comment every time when I ask you a question. So my question this time is that what do you think? Children love playing game or they love studying? The answer definitely will come that, sir, children loves playing. In fact, number of time we as a parent or we as an educator, we often say to our children that you are every time you are occupied with games or playing in your mind, play in your mind, you are not at all focused about your study. You don't even touch the books. So, if you talk about children's psychology, student psychology, we all know that the students love playing. Not only students, in fact, we all love playing, right? So, students love games. If a student love games, why can't education would also be done through games? This is the idea that has been shared by one of our teachers. The educator said that, sir, I have been teaching my student. I pay all my attention, all my dedication towards teaching my student. But when I'll ask a question, the students are not able to answer. I thought of how to teach the students so that I could get their attention, their focus towards my class, towards the topics, towards the point that I'm studying in the class or I'm teaching in the class. So he said that, sir, I came up with this thought that any student in the world, he might not be interested in studies, but he would be interested in game for sure. So I thought, why can't we include games with the study, with the subject? And with the same thought, teacher came up with the idea called learning through games. And here I would be discussing the first innovative idea with you all, that is grid game. What is grid game? This could be used for revision and recapitulation purpose. let me remind you that this could be used for revision and recapitulation purpose, because most of the time the teacher has this concern that we will teach the students, when we'll say next time that you will have to come prepared, and I'll ask the question, revise the subject at home, the student won't come prepared. So teacher came up with this thought. He gave an innovative idea called Great Games, where teacher taught any topic to the student. Let's take an example for that matter. That teacher told about planet to the student. Next day, teacher said that tomorrow, the chapter that I have told, that is about planet, we would be asking the question, and you have to come prepared. We will play a game with that. With this topic called planet, we would be playing a game, and the team who will win will be appreciated in front of everyone. Let and try to understand the psychology behind it, and think about your class, or think of your class at this point of time. If you say to the student that come prepared, tomorrow I would be asking a question, or tomorrow I would be taking a test, there are high chances that the student either won't come to school or they won't come prepared, except few students. They won't come prepared or they won't come to school. But if you include game with that, that come prepared, we will play a new game tomorrow, a student definitely will come. Teacher used the same psychology. And with this, he divided the groups, the teams into two. You can either make the student play individually, or you could divide it into a team. The thing here is, and the psychology again here that I would love to discuss with you all, that, and before that I would be asking a question to you all, and then I would be coming to psychology, that why do we love playing or watching game? Why do we love watching game? And I would expect your answers at the Facebook comment box or the Zoom chat box, wherever you are, to answer why do we love games. You will say that, sir, we get fun, definitely. But when you watch game, like let's discuss about India-Pakistan match. We all love watching India and Pakistan match, right? Why? Okay, let me give you another hint. Suppose there was a match of India and Pakistan yesterday, and you know the result that India won the match by 3 wickets. Would you now be able to interest? Would you now be able to, or would you now be interested to watch the same match today if you haven't watched it, or if you missed the match yesterday? Would you? Would you able to give all your 7 hours to the 50 over match? You won't. Why? Because you know the answer that India won the match. The level of excitement that we get by winning or losing is the gist, or is the crux of the game. And nobody in this world, I've never seen anyone who want to lose the match, who want to lose the game. Everybody want to win. This is the human tendency. Student here also, a kid here also want to win the match. He want to win the game. And for the same reason, he will be paying all his dedication, attention towards the topic that has been taught by the teacher, and he will come prepared in the class. So next day, teacher made a grid. Here I am showing it on the board. Instead of board, I would appreciate if you could do it at the ground, at the floor. You could use the chalk instead of marker that I would be using over here. You could use the chalk, and with the chalk, teacher could draw the square box. And in the square boxes, as I have taken the example of planet, suppose teacher wrote down name of the various planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Pluto is not a planet anymore, so 8 planet. And I have written Sun here as well, because definitely Sun come into all these things, and these all planets revolve around Sun, you all know, which is a star. So now teacher asked a question, and teacher said, first informed about the rule of the match. Teacher said that the rule of the match would be that the student I would be asking would be the one who will give the answer. And you don't have to speak up about the answer. You don't have to say the answer. If you say the answer, you will get -1, or it's up to the teacher how he want to set up the rule for the same. Now, what happens? Teacher will ask any student from a team, and most of the time we will focus. We as when I say we means teacher or educator, we will select the students who are not very much serious about their study. So teacher asks the kid, for example, let's take example Rahul, who is not very much studious, who is not very much interested about towards studying. So teacher called Rahul and he said, Rahul, okay, tell me which is the biggest planet here at the grid, which I have made. Rahul came, and since as I said that he was not very much interested toward the study, he came and he stood up at Earth. Teacher asked the student that is this the right answer? The student will say no. So teacher will call the team B. That team B, the student anyone. For example, Virat. That Virat come and tell us which is the biggest planet. And Virat came and stood up at the great Jupiter. So team B got point 1. What happens here is all the student would try to give all their best effort to win the match first or win the game. Second, the student, as we took the example here, Rahul, who was not able to give the answer, his other fellow, his other colleague who are there in his team, now will be forcing him that Rahul, we are losing the match because of you, we are losing the game because of you, and we don't want to lose the game. Next time also, if you won't be able to prepare, if you won't come prepared in the class, we would be losing our game. So I don't want to. We don't want to lose the game, and for the same reason, you will have to come prepared, and we will provide you all kind of help that is required, so that you could or you are able to answer. What happened here? Now, the fellow classmates would be learning team spirit. Now they understood the importance of unity. Rahul was not that interested in education or was not very much interested in studying. Will now come prepared because he don't want to lose, right? So this is how great game is played. The team who wins the match is appreciated by all the fellow classmates within the class along with the teacher. Now, the second, I hope everyone is now clear with this innovative idea called Great Game, right? So, everyone, if you have any question, I would really appreciate if you could write it down, jolt it down, and at the end of the session, I would be giving you a time where you could ask your question through Zoom or through Facebook chat box, or through Zoom, you could even ask the question to me, right? The second innovative idea that we would now be discussing is snake and ladder. What is snake and ladder? We all have played during our childhood. Like we, most of us have played this game called Snack and Ladder during our childhood. So it is new here. The new here is that we would be using this snake and ladder game with the revision or recapitulation of a chapter. Let me give you a simple example. And just remember, make a snack and ladder game at your mind. Just think about that game. And if I could tell you, the name starts from 1 to 100. There are places, a different number where you would find either ladder or snakes. If you find the ladder at that number, you'll climb up. If you see the snake, you will be reaching the tail of the snake, right? This is how it goes. And most of the time, the longest snake was somewhere at 99 or 98. Most of the time, it was in 99. And if you are unlucky, you will fall down from 99 to somewhere around 7 or 11, right? So, with the snake and ladder, we could revise or recapitulate the chapter. Let me give you a simple example. Let's take an example for kids where you taught the students about addition. Now, since you have taught the student about addition, you would start the game. You could minimum have 2 students and maximum of 8 students you could involve within this game. And you could ask the question. The question could be like that. Suppose there is a kid, Rohit, who is at number 6. He threw the dice, and at dice you could see the number 4. So 6 plus 4. Ask the kid Rohit that Rohit, what would be the addition of 6 plus 4? He will say 10. If he is able to answer, he will be able to move to his place 10. Otherwise, he would be there at the same place. Similarly, if you're doing a multiplication and the boy is at 41, and the number at the dice is 5 when you threw the dice, the number was 5. So 4 plus 41 plus 5, that's 46. He kept his token at 46. You said stop. First tell me, if you have taught the multiplication, you could ask him that first tell me what is the multiplication of 7 into 8. If he or she is able to get the answer, he would be able to, he would be moving to 46. Otherwise, he or she would be at the same position where he or she was. That is 41. So this is the game of snake and ladder is played. The one who reaches 100 first is considered as the winner. So this is the game of snake and ladder. Similarly, the other game that we would be talking about is wheel game. We have seen that wheel game thing, right? This is the wheel game. I'm just showing a demo over here as a representation. This is a wheel game. So in wheel game, you will see first there is a smaller wheel. This is the one. Then there is a bigger wheel. And then the third one is biggest wheel. These three wheels are now attached by a needle at the center. So what a student have to do is he just have to, for example, in this if I say that a student have to tell what is the number, where is the number here. So a student will come, they will see, and look, this is number, this is 8 somewhere here. So he will just set this to number 8. So now he would be able to give the answer. If he is able to give the answer, then he got 1 point. Then another student will be called and he will have to give the answer. Suppose the teacher asks another question, what is noun here? So the student will now have to move this to house. That the noun is house here. At the end, the student or the team, it's up to you how you want this game to be played. With the help of the, you want the involvement of the student individually, or whether you want them to play as a team. So the team who got the maximum marks, the marks are written on the board. The team who gets the maximum marks is considered as the winner. Now, moving towards the next innovative idea, Ludo. We all are aware of the game Ludo, right? And I'm sure during the lockdown, everything moved toward online. The kind, for example, webinar. Similarly, I'm sure you have seen the Ludo game online. A number of people I see playing this game. So the same thing is here. Ludo is a game, but the trick that or the change that our innovator have made here is that with this Ludo game, there would be 2 dice. Instead of one, there would be 2 dice. And with these dice, with one dice, suppose you could use it a number of ways, like for any subject. Right? It could be Hindi, English, math, science, social science, CBS, or any subject for that matter. It could be used. Let's talk about the kids because they love playing more. So when we talk about Ludo, there would be 2 dice. Suppose in one dice uh, there are alphabet written A, B, C, D, E, and in second dice also there are a number of alphabets written. For example, let's suppose again A, B, C, D, E. The student threw both the dice. With one dice there is A, in another dice there is E. Now the teacher will say that you will have to make a number from A to E. That is, you will have to make A to E a word that starts with A and ends with E. So, student, if I'll ask you, could you tell me the teachers and educators, I'm asking the same question to you. Could you tell me the number? Could you tell me the word that starts with A and that ends with E? So now, someone might say eggs or apple. Teacher also says the students who will make a word with the largest or with the number of alphabets would be considered as winner, and more would be the number of alphabets in the word, more would be the places your token would go. So suppose the student says X, so A X E, so he'll be moving 3 steps, right? If he says apple, he would be moving A P P L E, that is 5 steps. If it's, suppose there might be a student who says aeroplane, so what would be the number of alphabets in aeroplane? A, E, R, O, P, L, A, N, E. The alphabet would be 9. So he would be moving to 9 steps with this. So the students, the educators, we all are aware that there is a house at the center during the Ludo game. The student with all his tokens at the center will be considered as the winner under this game. The next innovative idea that we would be talking about would be grammar game. What is the grammar game? Let's have a discussion on that. So, talking about the game, let me take you to our another board, and we would be having a discussion on the same. So, you would see here there is a serpent track, and in this track you could see a number of words written over here. With this serpent track, there would be another column with 5 square, and the squares, in the square you could write any of the topic that you have taught in the class. For example, here I am talking about noun, pronoun, that is part of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, and conjunction. What the student have to do here is the team and the students from different team will come. For example, suppose the team A came, and this here he would be throwing a dice. There would be a dice. The student will be throwing a dice, and suppose it comes at the center, and center it is written noun. So student will have to find the noun here, the first noun that he will be finding here. So student finds the noun here. So he would be moving his or his token or her token would be moving to this point. Similarly, someone says that someone throws a dice and it falls at adjective. So he would have to talk about, he would have to find a word which is adjective over here. Right? Similarly, when it comes to verb, he will have to find a verb. When the dice would be here somewhere, he will have to find a verb here. So the verb here, for example, I say would be dancing. So the student who reaches first here, or the team who reaches first here at the top, would be considered as winner. With the help of this, you could easily help the student understand, recall, recapitulate, revise what are the part of speeches, what is noun, what is the example of noun, and if you involve the student, trust me when I say this, if you involve the student, their complete understanding would be developed. Now talking about the another game, which is called game of matras. Let's talk about Hindi. We discussed about English. Now talk about Hindi. Game of matras. Matra, we all know that in Hindi, matras are the most crucial part, right? And students make mistakes while making matras, like bada, a. They make mistakes while using the matras. So how we could make them understand the matras? So here are the matras which have been written over. Now, the student and his here in place of verb, noun, conjunction, preposition, adjective, etc. There would be matra. So, student will be throwing a dice, and the dice wherever it goes. Suppose here it written here it written this thing. So, teacher will say that you will have to find here where this thing is there. So, student will be keeping fingers at this place. If he is able to do so or she is able to do so, then he gets the proper answer, and then he is able to understand where this place is. Right? So this is how it is done. Similarly, for A, he will have to see where this matra is. Can you tell me if it's visible to you at the board? Could you tell me where it is? This matra is somewhere here. This will help the student to understand the matras. The picture, the image of this matra would be there in his mind, and now he would be able to understand about difference in the matras over here, right? Similarly, there is a game of mathematics. It could be played here. Instead of noun pronoun etc., there would be plus, minus, multiplication, divide, percent, or fraction for that matter. So let's make it percent over here. So student should I suppose, and it came somewhere here. So it's multiplication. So now teacher would be asking the question of multiplication. That is, tell me what if we multiply 7 by 3. If a student is able to give the answer, he will get 1 point. Who is not able to give the answer, he won't get any point. Similarly, if it's suppose at the dice the number is 5, so it's 5 minus 4. So what would be the answer that a student will have to give? What is 5 minus 4? That is 1. So if he gives the right answer or she gives the right answer as 1, he or she will get the point. So this is the game of mathematics. Now moving towards another game called no rectangle and square through play. So there would be two lines, verticals and horizontal. You will see we all have used the graphs, right? So there will be a point at different interval, the same ratio. So this line would be of different color and this line would be of different color. Before I discuss about this topic, before I discuss about this innovative idea, let me throw a question at you. And the question is, what would be the area of of 7 into 3? A plot of length 7 and width 3. What would be the area? I would request you all to please give me the answer at the chat box or comment box. You will say 21. But 21 what? If I say the length is 7 centimeter, the breadth is 3 centimeter, what would be the area? You will say, sir, 21 centimeter what? Square. What is square here? Why we always say 21 centimeter square? Do we know why do we say square? Centimeter square, meter square. Why do we say that? There is a reason to it. And what is the reason? We would be discussing here, right? So there would be horizontal and vertical lines with different color. And why this innovative idea came into picture is because many a time students find it difficult to understand the difference between square and rectangle first. Second, it gets difficult to remember the formulas every time. We all found it very difficult, right? To remember the formulas during our school. So student also, the kids also find the difficulty the way we used to find during our time. So teacher gave this innovative technique. What he did is, suppose if we go with the same question, 7 into 3, that is 7 would be the length, 3 is the breadth. So what it would be? It would be rectangle or a square. So let's do that. So if I say 7, let's take it 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I said 3. 1, 2, 3. What we will do is, we will now join this 7 that we have made with this 3. 7 with 3, right? And now what you have to do is match all the lines. So let's match all the lines. It's here, then here. Please pardon me with my drawing. It's really bad. So this is how it will go. And now I'm drawing it here, then here. I'm drawing it without scale, so the line won't be straight. So please bear with me. So this is how it goes. And now if I have to find the area, that what is the area? If length is 7 or width is 3. Let's try to find the area. How will we get the area? The area would be, try adding all these points, all these boxes for that matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into 3. The total would be 21. And we said that is centimeter, so it would be centimeter. But now why square? The square, because if you will see, all the boxes that we made here or that are getting made here are of this shape. The square or rectangle or triangle. All the shapes are of square shapes, right? All the boxes are of square shapes. So it would be, if you count, there are how many square? There are 21 square. And that is the reason it is 21 centimeter square. Right? Hope you love these innovative ideas, these small techniques, which might be small but are very useful for our students. So I am sure you must have liked these techniques. If you have any question, any queries, please feel free to ask. I'm waiting for a response. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me regarding these innovative techniques. Okay, so I hope the innovative techniques are clear to you. Thank you so much for watching this live webinar. Okay, there's a question.
So can we make discipline and teamwork while through these games?
Definitely. If you talk about games, without a proper discipline, game can't be played in the manner it should be played. So definitely, games always talks about discipline. If there's no discipline in the game can't be played in the way. So definitely, discipline could be involved. And the second thing, teamwork. You said definitely without a teamwork. Take an example of cricket. If there's no discipline in that match, if you talk about football, there's no discipline in the match. The team will automatically lose the game. Similarly, if there is no teamwork, the team will lose the match. So, for sure, discipline and teamwork are the two hands of game and sport for that matter, and in these innovative techniques as well. Any other question? If anyone have, please feel free to ask. I would love to answer your queries. Okay, so I hope everything is clear now. Thank you so much. My name is Dhiren, and I would again like to thank you all at this webinar. Thank you so much. Namaste.